we're good. Yo, what's up, everybody? OJ here. Welcome back to another PE podcast. We are at episode 90. If it's going to start up here, I think it's going to start up here. It should. Okay, yeah, receiving content. YouTube's slow as hell. But anyway, what's up, everybody? OJ here. Welcome back to another PE podcast. Today, we got a pretty good show for you guys. Sorry for starting up a little bit late. Like we were just trying to figure out who's going to be on and everything like that. So, but yeah, we got some people on here. We've got some guests as well that are not usually on the show. I want to first introduce, I think to my top left, we got Kid Smooth here. Kid Smooth, how you doing tonight, my man?
I am good, man. What's up? Thanks for having me. Had an awesome week, man. A very awesome week. I'm not gonna try to hide that, but so happy you asked me to come on today. Looking to share my awesome week with you guys.
Yeah, you're also Smooth is definitely one of the Xbox dudes that I swear, man, I'm telling you. And Discord is messing up too, guys. Just to let you guys know, if you guys see like if it blacks out for a little bit, yeah, then comes back, like Discord's messing up. So for those who are watching, sorry, but Discord is having a little bit of issues here and there. But yeah, Smooth's an awesome content creator. Make sure you guys check him out. His channel's great. But right below him is Weam. Weam, another guest. Join us. How you doing tonight, Weam?
Hey everybody, I'm WayneGamer55 here, and yeah, I'm actually on a live stream on YouTube for once.
It's been a while since you last live streamed.
On YouTube. I did one on Twitch yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's true. You did do one on Twitch. YouTube. I remember I used to watch your Mario Kart streams on YouTube a lot.
You was killing it, Mario Kart. I'll tell you that much.
I can't beat him, dude. He came to my stream yesterday, destroyed me. I can't beat him.
Weam is a monster.
He's pretty good. Next up, we've got Avedon. My boy Avedon is here. Avedon, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on.
All right.
I just noticed I got my speakers on, so excuse me.
No problem. You can get it fixed whenever. And like I said, sorry about that, guys. In terms of like Discord, you are gonna see some blackouts every now and then I'll pop back in. Discord's just having some issues, but it is what it is. And Baron's here as well, but like always, Baron takes about 30 minutes to get going. Like his mic doesn't work, and then he goes in and out, and it just seems like Discord hates him, So whenever Baron actually is unmuted and everything, then we'll introduce Baron proper. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into the content here, guys. It's not gonna be a super long podcast. This is gonna be a nice little stream here. Shout out to the 100+ people that are already watching. But let's go ahead and get right into this. We've got the PlayStation 5 that was just revealed, the specs reveal, and this was pretty big, especially if you're on the Twitterverse, because I want to get you guys' opinion. I want to start with Kid Smooth, because since he's our guest here and everything. In terms of the presentation, like I know I heard Weam what you said, Kid Smooth. I don't know if I heard what you said exactly. I didn't watch your stream right afterwards, what you said about the presentation in terms of like the format and everything. We'll talk about the specs in just a bit, because there is a big spec war that's kind of going on. But the presentation, I was of the opinion, Smooth, that like I get it was for developers, but if that's your first, like your YouTube premiering it, that's your first like show or whatever the hell you want to call it, your first for the general public, your first video that the public gets to see about the PS5, I thought that was like lame. I was like, it was boring to do it that way. We're not developers, so I thought they should have done something like they did in 2013, where they had developer talk and they actually had a proof of concept with them, But that's just my thoughts. But I wanted to hear what you had to say on the presentation before we kind of get into the specs and all of that.
I mean, I hear the damage control like, oh, it's for developers.
Oh man, literally. Okay, hold up, Smooth. You might have to repeat what you just said, because it kind of cut out completely, then cut back in.
Okay.
Discord is ghetto tonight.
Yeah, Discord's kind of ghetto tonight.
Yeah, and what I was saying is the presentation, a lot of people blaming, it's GDC is for developers, and the thing that made me wonder about that was Sony was like the first to pull out the GDC, to the point where they wouldn't have to even record content for it. That's how early they put out the GDC. The presentation, was trash, because the thing is that they say it was for the developers, but they were targeting PlayStation fans.
Mm-hmm.
You put the show on YouTube. Who's going to watch it? Developers. They're going to watch it on the intranet or whatever internal link they provide, or the official website where they don't have it so super public or whatnot. But they put it on YouTube. It was tweeted out. It was like advertised. So, and the thing is, and PlayStation is no dummy. All of social media has been screaming for, hey, PS5, where is it? After every tidbit they did when taking it back to CES, people were like, well, where is it? You know what I mean? And then, oh, why is PlayStation so quiet? And for them to tweet that and to see the response that they were going to get with all the retweets, the likes, and the views and stuff like that, I like the average person, honestly, didn't understand what was being said in that that presentation. It was very boring. I think they had a fake crowd.
Yeah, the fake silhouettes they did.
Yeah, it was just very weird. And the thing is, it got to a point where, honestly, in the middle, because I was live streaming the event. In the middle of the event, I was just looking to see if the specs like released yet, and Eurogamer released the specs. And then once I seen it, I was like, all right, I really don't need to watch the rest of it. But yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the presentation. I thought they could have had like some spark to it, some music, some enthusiasm. I know they say Mark Cerny's a genius, but man, I can't listen to this dude. Like,
he's boring.
Yeah, he's very
like watching.
boring.
It's like watching those PBS.
That's the understatement. I'm gonna say that right now.
Yo, it's like watching those
Boring
old PBS.
is like the nicest way of putting it. It was worse than that.
Yo, y'all remember those old PBS specials you watched as a kid? And
those are more fun.
Like,
PBS is kind of lit. I mean, it's got Cat in the Hat knows a lot about that. I watched.
I'm talking about those shows your parents played like around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, the old school PBS. Yeah. That old school PBS was trash. The new school PBS is actually not too. I mean, for being free programming for children, it's actually not too
exactly.
bad. But yeah, those old school ones were garbage. But yeah, I mean, dude, like, yo, Smooth, like, I kind of agree with you, man. Like, this. People are gonna sit there and say, "Oh, well, it's for developers," but like, yeah, YouTube, and then yo, Smooth, and this is the thing, like, they YouTube premiered it. It wasn't just like regular it's a YouTube premiere, bro. Anybody who knows content creation on YouTube, bro, you don't premiere stuff that's just normal, like,
you don't,
because then you're gonna hype people up for something, and if what you premiered was trash, people are gonna be like, "Why'd you YouTube premiere that? What you just premiered was garbage." Like, I don't premiere a freaking PE news video, or nobody premieres like a regular video that they do. Like, I don't see like John from Spawnway premiering Newswave. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just normal stuff. Like, nobody does that. You premiere something when you want to hype something, you know?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
So I don't say, are they hyping it for developer? I don't get that. So when people just, it's for developer, but why are you YouTube? They literally picked the option for YouTube Premiere. Don't sit here and try to tell me they weren't trying to hype it for the audience, the regular audience. Like,
you know why they did that? Because they wanted to push of everyone to come in and watch. And I'm like, by you guys just doing that, it makes me like kind of question, like, yo, what are you guys on? Because like, you guys just want. Right now, it's obviously just one of the viewership. That was what was on their mind.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so then don't sit there and say, well, it's only for developers. It's not for us. That's what people were saying.
I agree.
I mean, Smooth was literally talking to all these people all day were coming to his. I just look at his. I just shake my head at his Twitter comments. But people are sitting there, oh, it's not for us. What the hell are you YouTube premiering it for then? If it's not for us, then why? What is that where developers get their up-to-date information on how to develop for next-gen systems?
Like, the thing is that the developers already have this, like, the spec sheets in the dev kit. So is it really for the dev? They already have. They should already know what's in it. They have the dev kits, the little freaking V that's been going around on the internet for like months now. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it just so it was like, what more do they know? Because if this along with dev kits, they send out pretty much a spreadsheet and a slideshow of how of the specs and what the system's capable of. So I don't even think this was even necessary from a development side.
I was gonna make that point too.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, what I was gonna say was I just felt it was just really lazy on their part. It just shows that they really didn't have a plan for revealing the PS5, and they were pressured. It felt like they were pressured to show something and they choked. That's literally what it comes down to. They were pressured to show something off. Because literally, it makes no logical sense to show this off to the general public. It literally doesn't. The way they did it, they were pressured and they choked.
Well, that was the GD. The defense for that was the GD presentation. But like Smooth was saying, wait a minute, they pulled out a GDC a while ago. They had plenty of time to adapt whatever they were going to adapt to show people stuff, to show people something. So
absolutely.
And if you go, like I said, if you go back to 2013, I think that's the way to do it. You do tech. I mean, Sony did the same thing in 2013. Tech talk, and then it was exciting in 2013. They had Guerrilla Games, they had Square Enix, they had people to come out and talking about what they're gonna be able to do. They showed footage. They showed Killzone. I mean, remember when you guys first saw Killzone Shadowfall? I mean, like, you didn't know the game was gonna be bad, but at that point you're like, wow, look at that game. That's a next gen game. Knack maybe not so much, but still, at least they did a tech demo with Knack and showed all the different like blue bouncing balls that were that you can render real time and all that. Like that, to me, that's fascinating when you pair the tech talk with actual proof of concept. That makes developers even happier if they're looking at that. That makes consumers or customers happy as well. I just don't think there's really any defense for sitting there and having boring Cerny sit there and talk about RAM speed for that long, unless you're really, really, really into it. And I Sony's own fan base was saying that. And if you go to the stream, you look at the there was no chat replay, but if you looked at the chat, they were kind of going off a little bit too when it comes down to it. But I wanted to get and sorry for, like I said, guys, you're gonna see some people that are watching the stream. You are gonna see some like buffering, or not buffering, but it's gonna cut in and out. So we're just gonna have to work through it. So whatever. But Weam, man, I want to get your take. Or he just went with that. But anyway, Weam, are you still there? Right?
I'm still there.
Okay. You can what's it called? Stop, bro. Weam. Stop messing with her.
There's no proof.
What's your take on this whole thing with the presentation with?
Well, okay, the presentation was the worst presentation I ever met. Y'all can believe on Nintendo Directs. This is the worst presentation I ever seen from any E3 other than 2008 Nintendo's. That one might be pretty bad too, but
that was
it's just. I don't even think a developer will even want that type of like. Hello?
No, just keep talking.
Oh, okay. I thought it was disconnecting for a second.
No,
everyone's camera was going out. That was my fault.
Just keep talking. Keep going.
Sorry. Okay. I just thought the presentation itself was really boring. It didn't get to the point. It didn't show anything. And even to like a developer's perspective, I feel like it would have been cool for them to see like this is the type of games you can make on the system with these types of numbers too. You know what I mean? And it's just like the tone, the pacing, the fake silhouette background. It was just budget cut. Everything was budget cut, rush. Wasn't really thought out well. And honestly, I feel like it was like Sony's like quick little way of saying, "Oh yeah, we're still relevant, guys. Ignore the Xbox for 2 seconds, please." And it didn't work out, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Baron, I would have got Baron's take on it, but Baron decided to leave us. Maybe Baron decided to leave us, maybe not. Abaddon, you there, my man?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. So what's your take on this presentation before we move on to this whole spec talk?
I really feel they should have been more prepared, honestly. I feel as though this going to throw me off. I really feel as though they just threw this together. As you said, even though this was a quote-unquote GDC presentation, and this was mainly catered towards developers, you got to understand your demographic and who you're talking to. That's marketing 101. And yeah, I commend the dude for knowing and memorizing half what he memorized and be able to deliver it on stage. That takes skill, that takes guts, but that's not what's going to get people excited for your product. It's like you have to study the people, and if what you're doing is not going to be good for the people that you're selling to, or you're boring the people you're selling to, you're shooting yourself in the foot. It's almost like it's deja vu, like back to 2013 and Xbox shot themselves in the foot. It's almost like Sony shooting themselves in the foot right now with this console. That's what it's looking like.
Did you where did you watch the presentation?
Your stream, kinda.
Okay, you were like, okay. You didn't stream it yourself?
No, I was at work.
Oh, okay. Well, work. That pesky old.
I did like mix and mix. I watched like your reaction. I was also watching it myself because I want to hear like all the details. And every time I came back to your stream, you were like dead asleep. I was like, oh, damn, it was that bad.
But let's get to the actual like meat and potatoes in terms of what they had to say at the presentation. And that was the spec breakdown. And this has caused, oh my gosh, this has caused so
The
much
family
stuff.
wars.
This has caused so much stuff. We're gonna start with Smooth first in terms of what he has to think. So it came out that the teraflop power, okay, you can't always base things on teraflops
Flop.
or whatever, but teraflop power, the PlayStation 5 is going to be a bit weaker than the Xbox Series X. Okay, I have some specs, but I'd bore you guys just putting it up on the screen. But the systems are similar, but the Xbox is a bit more powerful. But in terms of memory, PlayStation 5 might be a bit faster.
A little bit better in memory,
But it's
most components is Xbox for sure.
It's non-negotiable when it comes to like developers who can develop, they can get around certain things. So the thing about it though, the big talk beforehand in the rumors was, not only is the PS5 going to be stronger than the Xbox Series X, was that the PS5 was going to be backwards compatible with the PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4. So, I mean, like, people were setting themselves up like, that's why I never really ran with that myself, because I'm like, bro, that seems like this system's going to cost like $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Or like $1,000.
Yeah, especially if they need to do like hardware emulation, that kind of stuff. It gets complicated. Even PlayStation, even Sony themselves, they're like, yeah, we can't do their traditional PlayStation 3 route. It was too much.
Yeah, so it was. I always thought that was going to be crazy, but the big thing here is that the PS5 is going to be weaker GPU power, total computing power than the the PS5 is going to be weaker than the Xbox Series X. And like, Smooth, I wanted to get your thoughts on this because you've been digging in a little bit more on this.
I have a thought, but I'm gonna write it down real quick. So
Yeah.
Smooth, go.
Write it down, and we'll let Smooth go first.
Yeah.
Smooth, what's your thoughts on this overall when it comes to this whole power PlayStation 5 and what people are saying now? I would like to hear what you gotta say, man.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I feel like forever the PlayStation 5 has been fluctuating between freaking 11.6 and 18.2 and 13.3 teraflops, right? That's what everybody was running with. The whole legacy backwards compatibility between all PlayStations. It's like all the stuff I've been hearing about this thing is never materialized. And to find out the final specs is what is this? It's 10.2 teraflops, which is a boosted 10.2. So that's not an actual, that's in theory. That's when it's boosted. So the actual real teraflops for the system is like is 9.2. Yeah. And then they boosted, so it's not. I made fun of it, but it's actually true. It's literally a dynamic 10.2 teraflops, like a checkerboard rendering 10.3 teraflops. So what the big thing is that they have 36 CUs, which if you're running RDNA 2, pretty much the new AMD cards is that you want like obviously more than 50 like CUs to accommodate for that. And what PlayStation did was a little bit unprecedented, is they boosted their CUs at like a crazy ass frequency. So they have 36 CUs at 2.23, so that's where the number looks a little bit weird. Their CPU is obviously less than of the Xbox Series X, and of course the GPU as well. The win here that everybody's clamoring is the SSD, in that they have like an IO throughput of 5.5 gigabytes per second compared to the Xbox Series X 2.4. So pretty much on paper the PlayStation 5 is weaker than the Series X. There's no way buts about it, but what you're going to see on Twitter is that the PlayStation 5 is marvelously efficient, making it more powerful than a Series X, according to some people that I'm seeing online today.
Yeah, because of that video, right? That Digital Foundry's video.
Yeah, it's nonsense. But here's the thing. I mean, I'm interested in it, but I'm just having a great time laughing at all these people that say they don't care about power, right? But wanted to remind us that the PlayStation 5 could potentially be 13.3 teraflops, right? They were running with that up until fucking. I'm sorry, they were running with that up until literally what time did they go live? What time did they do their premiere?
9 a.m. 9 a.m. my time. So
9 a.m. So
12,
yeah, as of 11:59 a.m. the PS5 was 13.3 teraflops. right?
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
it's crazy because the thing is that people, we don't care about power. This was the Horizon Zero Dawn was done on 1.8 teraflops and all this other bull crap, and now they want to convince us the SSD that's in the PlayStation 5 is greater than anything else that's in the Xbox Series X. I'm sorry, for next generation, the PS5, yeah, it might do some amazing things, but it's weaker. And we know more about the Xbox Series X. Like, we know what the this is kind of sad now. We know what the box looked like. We know what the controller looked like. We know what the ports look like. We know what the freaking the size of the little holes on the top and the bottom of the Xbox is like. There's Gears of War 5 running at freaking ultra settings higher than the current complete max settings unoptimized on YouTube right now that you can watch, seeing the Xbox Series X version. We see ray tracing working on a thing. We know all this thing about the Xbox, and we're just now getting some raw data on the PlayStation 5. We still haven't seen the console yet. So PlayStation, yes, they gave us some information, but there's still a lot of questions. And I'm not at this point, I'm not very impressed, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it as like the specs. It reminds me of like PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. Like a lot of developers, they're just like a lot of third-party developers. They're just gonna make the same game, regardless of how more efficient or whatever the processor is. I think they're just gonna make the same game, even though like the Xbox One X, right? It's supposed to theoretically on paper. You can make things look a bit, a bit better, a lot better. But it was tough for me to see the difference, for me at least. Maybe you noticed some things, Smooth, but it was tough for me because I have a PS4 Pro and I have an Xbox One X, and there'll be times I grab a third-party game and I'll, same game, and I'll put it in my PS4 Pro, put it in my Xbox One X, and it just looks the same. I'm thinking a lot of third-party developers are literally, it's just going to be the same. There'll be very small differences between the two. When it comes to the spec breakdown, 100% agree with you, man. I'm on Twitter, I try not to engage in all that type of stuff, man, but goodness gracious, dude. People were sitting there literally like right up till, like you said, like 9 a.m. or 12 p.m. East Coast boys. Like, it's stronger. PS4 is stronger, or PS5 is stronger. And then when it's now they're trying to, it's being shifted. I mean, I wonder though, like Smooth, to kind of, I wonder if it was the other way around. Like somebody brought this up on my live stream. What if the Xbox was the weaker one? Like. What would be the narrative
if the Xbox was the leak runner, I'd probably be in a live stream right now fighting with a bunch of PlayStation guys. It's like, if the conversation, if you took everything, right? Let's take the PlayStation specs and their theories of how they're going to get to their power and all this other crap. You just swap it. Give the PlayStation 5 the Xbox Series X specs, and give the Series X the PlayStation 5 specs, and they're all their theories. Mm-hmm. The excuses would be non-existent, and if they were, we would be getting fried for it. When I say we, I mean Xbox guys. We will be getting fried online from many different YouTube personalities.
From these guys, actually even exclusives.
Yes, it's like these. All right, this is what the stuff I heard today, right? That the PlayStation 5 is the Xbox Series X is going to be bottlenecked. The PlayStation 5 is not going to be bottlenecked. I heard that. I'm like, are you kidding me? When I heard Mark Cerny, all I see for PlayStation is that what they're doing is taking weaker hardware and they're forcing it to do more powerful things. I'm like, that doesn't sound balanced to me. It sounds like a good idea. It sounds pretty risky, but it doesn't sound balanced. When I look at this Series X numbers and all the stuff that they got going in there, it seems complementary. It seems like that they have the proper amount of stuff to do what they're looking to do. Whereas with PlayStation, they have to do different magic tricks to get to what they need to get to, and they are over relying on the SSD, which we're gonna hear a lot about. Is remember with the One X and the PS4 Pro, it was teraflops, and then the PS4 and the Xbox One base consoles, it was 900p, 1080p. That bull crap. Now we're gonna hear SSD fast efficiency shit that nobody is really going to really pay attention to, at least on the PlayStation side, because the stuff that they're using, I think you mentioned it. I don't think a third party is going to take advantage of the PlayStation 5's true capabilities in terms of the SSD. Yeah, they'll have fast load times and whatnot. But if you're going to be a multi-plat on Series X and on PS5, both the load times are going to be fast. The seconds aren't really going to make a difference. I mean, if your game loads in 3 seconds faster than mine, I'm not going to be sweating. But I don't know, man. It's the proof is in the pudding. The raw data is out there. I'm happy it's out there because after a while, I kind of got like fatigue listening to speculation. And doing speculation versus facts to people when they speculate what PlayStation stuff will be versus what we knew about the Xbox Series X. Now I'm just waiting for them to talk about games, but the problem is PlayStation is behind on the conversation, so they still got to get data out and stuff out related to the console itself because they've been shy for most of this year. And where Xbox is about to start rolling out games and gameplay and stuff and letting us see that, we're still going to be waiting for a form factor for the PS5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, I agree. I think that, I mean, there's been some interesting comments in terms of the chat and stuff. Like, I personally don't think that either one of these systems, it's like, I don't think anybody's trying to say that the PS5 is under spec. I don't think that it's weak or it's under spec or it's not going to be good enough. I think everything's fine. Because like I said, the difference could be, somewhat with like the series, like the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, or even if you look at like the base PS4 Pro or the base Xbox One compared to like the Xbox One X, or just let's just say PS4 before an Xbox One X, like a lot of the games, yeah, you have the resolution and stuff like that, but a lot of these developers, like Smooth said, aren't going to sit there and take all the time to do all this, like to really take advantage of everything. Like we're going to see Sony's first party developers do that. Like God of War is going to look just as good as anything out there. Horizon is. But in terms of third party, I think it's really, a lot of stuff's going to be the same. So I think a lot of this arguing is really kind of useless. When it comes down to it, I think it's really kind of useless. I just think it's funny because people were so, on both sides, were so, so set that the PS4, the PS5 was going to be this super powerhouse piece that's going to be stronger than the Xbox Series X. So, but these specs are just specs. When it gets down to it, like it's going to be about the games, and that's why Microsoft and Sony, they both, well, Sony's always had studios, but that's why Microsoft really tried to get a lot more new studios, because they know that they have to do a better job in that front. Otherwise, they wouldn't have acquired all those different studios. But
can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. It takes Baron 30 to 40 minutes before.
Bro, don't start with me. Discord is a piece of shit.
Nah, this is all on you, man. I'm gonna be.
It ain't on me. It's not on me at all.
Every podcast is like this.
No, it's not every podcast. I literally be doing something if I don't come in.
So practically all
today is bullshit.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question though, Baron. What's your thought process on that presentation that Sony had for the PS5? I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it, right?
Well, for me, it was entertaining.
You found
why was it entertaining?
Let
me finish. Good lord, y'all.
No, but I know where we're going with this. I'm hyped.
Good God Almighty. Okay, let me finish what I'm saying. Boy, y'all bust out and go crazy.
No, I'm on this one.
Yeah, for me, it was entertaining because it absolutely turned out exactly like I said it was the last few months. Everybody was going to be disappointed. And I enjoyed watching everybody eat that crow that was talking all that shiznick the last 6 months. It was beautiful. I enjoyed every boring fucking second of that presentation. And the more he kept avoiding the power of the system, the more I knew I was right.
So you find
it was beautiful. He went around every bush possible to not say how many teraflops was in this console until he eventually got to it. And y'all, am I not lying? He went around the bush for damn near 40 minutes about the power of this console. Like, everybody's going to continue to watch until he says what teraflops are on this console. And I knew everything was going to go to shit after that. He went around every bush, and I already knew what he said. He said something crazy. He said, I don't want to quote him. I'm paraphrasing here. He said something early on in the presentation that we just can't basically tell you the capabilities of the PS5 just in teraflops. So I already knew what the deal was when he said that. I was like, oh, I can't wait till you reveal this number. It's gonna go crazy. And I was telling people not to get their hopes up. And I was telling people, stop listening to these leaks, stop listening to these rumors. I sound like a broken record because I say this every other month. Stop listening to these leaks and stop listening to these rumors because y'all always get disappointed in the end. And this is probably the biggest slap in the face to a fan base ever because everybody was running with these 13 teraflop thing for the last 3 damn weeks. And I would sit up here telling people, pump your brakes, lower your expectations because obviously Microsoft is not going to be out there beating their chest for no reason. They're not going to be out there showboating for no reason. You really think Microsoft put their neck out there this early and they don't know what's going on? That's why I was like, people don't think logically. I'm like, Microsoft they showed you the console. They revealed you the full specs. They gave you a release date. They showed you 2 games. Obviously, the way how confident they were, they knew what they had. But people were still in denial, and I was like, okay, y'all gonna be disappointed when this thing come around because ain't nobody coming out there putting their neck out like that if they don't have something up on the competition. So I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it because it was hilarious to me. I enjoyed it yesterday. It was beautiful.
Are you? Who here is going to buy a PS5 at launch?
Not me. Nope.
If they ain't giving me a revamp Killzone, I ain't buying that thing at launch. Nope.
Possibly.
I mean, I do plan on buying it day one. I'm just, as long as the rollout goes as I expect it to, I expect to buy it, but it's something they really something has to happen for me not to get a day one, but I as of right now I still plan on getting it. So as long as they announce Knack 3.
I want to and here's the other thing I want to say about this situation. If you really think Microsoft is going to outprice themselves out of the competition this time, you are crazy. Because that's the next thing I see everybody's talking about. PS5 is going to be so much cheaper. PS5 is going to be so much cheaper. Huh?
We got to talk about that because do you guys think that it's going, like, what's the price is going to be on this? I think PS5 is going to be cheaper than the Xbox Series X.
I think if it's cheaper, it's probably going to be $50. It ain't going to be no big difference. I think they're going to be the same price. I feel like Microsoft, from the way they're presenting themselves, and they gave you all this information before E3. Everybody needs to keep that in mind. They gave you all this from December to now. So ain't no telling what they got up their sleeves for E3 and before the launch happens. So y'all need to take heed of what I'm saying. Ain't no company gonna spill all these beans this early if they ain't got some mega shit coming up behind it.
What price do you think it'll be then?
I don't know what it is. I'm intrigued now because this is Nintendo-like stuff they're doing right here. Because it's like, why is we getting all this information now? Makes you wonder what we're getting later. So obviously they got some kind of trick up their sleeve. I don't know what it is. Maybe they and the thing that makes you a little bit wary about it is that Microsoft tends to think things are a big deal when it's not really a big deal to the gamer. So hopefully what they're holding on to is really a big deal to us, not a big deal to them when they was in the drawing board drawing it up. So so I don't know what that is. They already showed you already know you're getting Halo. They already showed you Hellblade. I don't know what it could be, but it is something because they're not giving you all this information early for no reason. There's something left.
I think it's a couple of things. The fact that that secondary console might be real, and the fact that they're probably coming early with their release. Like when I say with their release, they might pull a Nintendo and release the shit in September.
They said it would be holiday.
Yeah, but holiday is very very vague.
Holiday is Thanksgiving to Christmas. That's holiday.
Not necessarily. A holiday can be is serious. So sure, and you could say that, but I think like anything once you get into like the fall season, you can cover that blanket that holiday because like for example like. They're not when they say holiday, you want to get it out there obviously before December, right? So then you're narrowing it down to November, but I think they're a lot ready. I think the console is actually ready for an earlier than November launch. Obviously we got this bullshit C virus going on, but I think that's one of the bigger things is that they're probably going to launch earlier than expected, and then obviously they probably got like 3 major games that are like
I doubt it's 3
to be announced. Not that that's going to launch with it, but to be announced or to be shown off.
Okay, to be shown off maybe, but I feel like they got something else around the launch window that's pretty big. It's definitely not 3. It's definitely after that statement they made of they're not making exclusive games for the first 2 years. So I don't think it's nothing going to be. I don't think 3 is way too high. But the earliest I can give this system launching is whenever Call of Duty launches. That's the earliest I'll give it. Nothing earlier than that, because it doesn't make any. It doesn't make any business sense for them to do that. Either you launch the system the same day Call of Duty launches, or you launch around Black Friday.
The console has to launch when Halo launches, and I think Halo could launch in September. I mean,
they're not going to move a lot of units in September.
Yeah,
especially with this Rona stuff going on, and everybody's going to have to recover financially. They're not launching in September. You could give that up. It's going to be holiday.
September seems a bit early. Because I mean, if manufacturing is delayed,
early, yeah. See, so I think if anything, it was probably targeted for September, and and it probably got delayed till November. Honestly, that's what I personally feel.
Okay, so
I feel like this.
If they did do September, that'd be, or if they wanted to do it, I don't know. It'd be tough for them to meet September, especially with what's going on.
That'll be the most. They're doing everything perfectly right now. That would be the most asinine thing they could do is launch in September. That would be completely asinine.
I think it should be
November. They need to stick to that holiday, stick to that November, get those Black Friday sales, and crush it. That's all you need to do. You launch it with Halo, so people gonna come to your console anyway. Don't mess it up by taking it out of that Black Friday window. Don't mess it up.
November's the time to do it. If you're gonna do it, November would be the time to do it. Like, don't worry about Nintendo did it in March. That's a whole different thing than what Microsoft and Sony.
And Sony are for sure.
Yeah, like it's a whole different thing. So yeah, I mean September would be great, but I think November would be, that's when you maximize everything. Would be November. I mean, I'm getting Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 day one. So I'm looking forward
big money.
No, that's not really.
Depends on the price. Then we can actually say big money or not.
I just, these California taxes, bro. But anyway, I gotta write it off. But yeah, man, it's, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at like the specs. I mean, I don't know if we got your take on like the whole spec war thing, dude. Like, I don't know. What are you thinking, bro?
Well, I mean, honestly, I would just be repeating the same thing. Xbox Series X is more powerful. Oh well, but actually, I noticed something is that Xbox or Microsoft actually prepared the backwards compatibility really well. So my speculation is that, let's say they're doing like a similar tactic to what Sony's doing, but since Microsoft has already been like porting like previous generation 360 Xbox original Xbox games to the Xbox One, and all you have to do is emulate your most recent one, Xbox One itself, and then you're gonna have like a huge backlog of like classic games that people are gonna like click with. And not only that, Microsoft has the spec advantage now, they're also gonna have the advantage of, we got a collection of nostalgic games that you guys love to play, and it won't be charging because you get digital, you can still plop it in your disc. It's just like they're really setting themselves to really compete with Sony and say we're a force to compete with. And now Sony has 2 things to worry about.
That backwards compatibility was very disappointing. I think that was
really disappointing.
Disappointing things about the whole.
You know what?
Sure.
Can I say something about that real quick?
PlayStation games versus Microsoft's all.
It's not all, but it's.
Oh, is it not all?
It's not every game, but it's a lot of games.
Don't forget that also includes all the backwards compatible Xbox One games that are already there. So you're gonna get like
everything that's already there and then some. Yeah,
you're set.
Yeah,
like Microsoft is set for this year for sure, and that's why Sony's really gonna have a really difficult time at first. So it might be another PlayStation 3 situation. They're gonna start out slow, then they're gonna like backpedal, fix things, damage control, then work their way back up to being Sony always wins type of situation.
Baron, what did you want? What did you want to say on that, Baron?
I think that backwards capability situation was the stupidest damn thing I've ever seen. This man set the top 100 PS4 games by
trash.
playtime.
That's
Playtime,
that's
people.
bad.
Not by critical acclaim, not by sales, by playtime.
So Call
So
of
do
Duty-
y'all know what
Oh,
that
you
means,
can watch
right?
the Battlefield
No, let me finish. Let me finish. Y'all know what that means, right? That means about 50 of them is going to be Call of Duty.
That's what you said.
Because Call of Duty is the most played game on PS4 every damn year. So I'm like, what do you mean playtime?
That's what
So
I.
that-
God, that's so bad.
It's the. I was like, are you serious by playtime? Call of Duty legitimately, I over exaggerated it. Call of Duty legitimately has at least 10 spots on playtime. So it's
You're
like
not wrong.
it's like you're gonna take you took 10 spots away with Call of Duty by playtime. So why are y'all doing it that way? That
Don't
makes
forget
any-
the
that doesn't make
Madden
any sense.
and the FIFAs. A lot of people play those games.
So yeah, you got
Yeah.
the Maddens, you got to add
Yeah,
all the
like-
Maddens
yeah,
after
like
that. You got to
15 of
add all the
those now.
FIFAs after that. After you get done, it's probably gonna be one PlayStation exclusive on the whole list. So I'm like, okay, this is the stupidest thing I've ever
They're
seen.
gonna have Horizon. They're gonna have God of War. They're gonna have
and Spider-Man for sure.
The
I
Last
think.
of Us. They're gonna have Spider-Man. They're gonna have all of those. But like The Last Guardian, stuff like Gravity Rush 1, Gravity Rush 2.
Infamous Second
Yeah,
Son.
them Yakuza's gonna take an L.
Yeah,
You know what else gonna take a
yeah,
L?
that's for sure.
That crap ass Days Gone, that crap ass Death Stranding.
Days Gone might
That-
make it. Days Gone might make it actually.
Yeah,
Days Gone ain't Days Gone ain't
No,
gonna
that
make
game
it, bro.
sold. That game actually sold.
We
really well.
going by playtime.
Yeah,
sir.
the game's
that
long.
game ain't gonna make it.
It's long as hell. That game is
That
super
game ain't gonna make
long. Dude,
it.
I'm
bro.
telling you, there is an underground.
Make top 100. So you
Dude, there's an underground cult of there's an underground cult of PlayStation fans
that
that
game
love that
ain't
game.
gonna make it, bro.
I watched a lot of it, dude. There's people putting 100 hours into that game, man. I mean, when it went to $20, everybody started playing it. I think Days Gone's gonna be on there. But I hope they do something like, okay, not every single Call of Duty, just like the top 2 or 3 Call of Duties. I don't know, because there's been like how many? There's been like 6 or 7 released on the
It's
PS4.
been since like Ghost in 2013.
Yeah, so they're not gonna do Ghost. They're not gonna do the.
I hope
oldest
not.
Ones. Yeah, they're gonna do like Call of Duty Black Ops 4. They're gonna do Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They're gonna do those 2 for sure. I think they're gonna do those 2. I don't think they're gonna do any other ones. So they'll do 2 of those. They're not gonna do every single FIFA. They're gonna do the most recent FIFA. So I mean, but yeah, I mean, like this I hope Persona 5, like, and look,
Persona 5 ain't a PS4 title.
Persona 5. Yeah, it is. Persona 5.
That was a PS3 title,
It was PS3 and PS4.
but that was a PS3 title. Though.
It was still. And so was The Last of Us Remastered. What are you talking about? Or so was The Last of Us. It's still gonna be. They're gonna be able to play The Last of Us on the PS5. I'm just saying, like is Persona 5 gonna be on? I don't know. Do people saying Persona 5 is gonna be on there? I don't know, because look at do they count Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale separate? Because those are 2 separate SKUs. You don't just get the extra content. Like there's no DLC to add on. So that's the thing. I'm worried about my little niche games that I bought, like Gravity Rush and like all that stuff that I
Gravity
play
Rush-
on the PS4.
Oh, Gravity Rush.
Well,
It's not gonna make
Well,
Gravity Rush.
I got a question for the whole panel though, because
What's
I
up?
get different answers for this stuff. Now, I'm gonna ask this question again because I asked this I think a month ago on this podcast, and I asked it like around December. And I think OJ opposed to what I was saying, but now that we know what we know today, I'm gonna ask the question again. Who seems to have the better chance to have a better launch for the next generation console come November? Sony or Microsoft?
I said Microsoft last time, if you recall.
What did I say?
I recall you saying Microsoft.
I don't
know
remember
you
what
did.
I don't want to be wrong. So what
You
did
said
I say?
Sony. I remember that. I remember it. You said Sony.
I said
I
Sony
said-
That's a
because
GG for you, OJ.
I said Sony because I still think Sony has some type of like big, I think they have like if they have Horizon ready, then
Horizon ain't gonna be ready.
Yeah,
I already
I'm
called.
going Xbox. Xbox for sure.
I called it. I said Xbox is the black horse of the next generation.
you mean Dark Horse?
Dark horse. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
No, it's all good. Black Horse just sounded different.
I just realized what he said. I just realized what he said too. I didn't catch it. Said Black Horse.
It has been a long day.
No,
So we
it's
got one from Microsoft. So you switching your pick now, OJ? You switching now?
Smooth. What do you think is going to be the launch titles outside of Halo for Microsoft?
It's gonna be Halo Infinite and Forza 8, and then some like third party second third party exclusive that they got. That's probably gonna be on a smaller scale, and then some PC ports that like Gears Tactics is gonna I think launch with it, and trying to think maybe Flight Simulator.
Is Halo Infinite? Is it like a god tier game? Is it back to what Halo is?
That's the problem.
It's Halo. It's a god tier game. PlayStation is not launching with a god tier game this year.
We don't know that for sure yet.
What I mean,
I know that for sure.
Smooth. What I mean, I know you like the Halos and everything.
I'm telling you, they ain't launching with one.
No, what I'm saying with this
is already there.
What I'm saying with this though is Halo, generally speaking, is it like back to what everybody thinks about it? Like,
Recently,
is it that type
no.
of Halo?
Well, no, not in this current state, but
If we're talking about Halo 5,
Wait, hold
God
on.
no.
No, I'm not talking about Halo 5. I'm talking about this new Halo Infinite. If this Halo, let me put it like this then. If this Halo Infinite comes back to being what people thought about Halo, like Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3,
yeah,
and even somewhat like Halo 4 to an extent, like Halo 4, if it's back to that, then I think that, yeah, they're going to have a better launch lineup because it's Halo. I was a huge Halo. I love Halo 1, Halo 2, and I like Halo. I know some people hate this game, but I love Halo Reach. I don't know. I think some people really
Me too.
hate this game,
Thank you.
But I really like Halo Reach.
I love Halo Reach.
You know? So if it's as good as those, then I'm saying, okay, then Microsoft probably has the better launch. Because one game can really make your system launch. I know people don't like to say that, and people
Look
say
at Breath of the Wild.
But yeah, one game can really make. I mean, Halo, the
I
original
said
Halo.
that.
You know?
I said that last time. I said that in the last one. I said Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, one game can really make your launch. So if Halo is what it is, like if it's that, and then they got if they had like a battle royale that's really good, you know, they're gonna add a battle royale to that game. They have to at this point. Like I think then Xbox, but Sony, if they have Horizon or if they have something, you know, maybe they have. What can they have though? What can that's the thing? Like
wait, hold on, let me stop you real quick. You really think Horizon is gonna be able to take on Halo?
Well,
if Halo
Horizon sold 10 million copies,
Prime, no.
Horizon sold over 10 million.
I'm gonna ask you that again. You think Horizon and Aloy, ugly ass, gonna be able to take on Halo?
She's realistic, okay, and I'll have
she's
you know that
ugly.
she's realistic, okay.
No, she's ugly.
No, she's beautiful in her own right.
At that point,
No, she's ugly.
She's beautiful in her own right. Now
No,
listen,
she's
we're not about that here.
She fugly.
She's not wearing makeup, dude.
I'm sorry, but Horizon's not a big enough franchise.
You don't like redheads?
No, I don't like that redhead. But anyway, I love all women, but
not that one.
Just not that
franchise is not going to be able to go up against Halo. That's not a big enough. It
sold
game.
10 million, Baron.
I did want
over a period of time. Yes, it did. And a lot of people bought that out of spite because they hated Breath of the Wild. Let's be honest.
That's not true. You just made that up, bro.
No, I'm not making that up.
No, it is.
Like the weird.
That is true.
That
is true.
That's not true. What kind of crap did they buy?
Are you serious?
Fanboy.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Bro, I bought the game.
I'm not saying the game is bad.
I bought the game.
I'm not saying the game is bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the game is bad. But a lot of people bought into that game, specifically the Sony fanboys, because how much praise Breath of the Wild was getting. So we all know how that went.
Before Breath of the Wild, though, it came out.
When it came out, what was it? 35 days before Breath of the Wild?
No, it came out. It came out a week. It came out a week before Breath of the Wild.
I thought it was 1 month. Oh, it was a week. I thought it was
10 days.
It was like a couple weeks.
I could have sworn it was 30 days, though.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway, it came out around the same time.
It came out in February. It came out in
Okay, it came out in February. Yeah. Breath of the Wild came out in March. It's not a big gap at all. We all know what that was about, but it turned out to be a good game and people actually liked it.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Horizon Zero Dawn came out February 28th, 2017.
Oh, that was actually really close to Breath of the
Wild.
Wild.
That's what I said. That was really close.
I just looked it up too.
But and that doesn't mean people bought it out of spite, though. They bought it.
No, a lot of PlayStation fanboys were salty because Horizon Zero Dawn got overshadowed by Legend of Zelda. I don't even know why they thought it was going to be as big.
Hold on, nah.
That a lot of
I gotta
fanboys are
support
like 10% of that.
Nah,
10 million.
I gotta support Baron on this because you gotta remember back at that time, nobody had faith in the Switch at that time. When the Switch first came out, everyone was saying the Switch could be trash, and everyone was almost trying to review bombing started with Breath of the Wild at that point on the Switch.
I just don't think this. Okay, Smooth, we're gonna say something. I'll add. Smooth, I thought Smooth was. You gonna add into this, Smooth?
No, I agree with the whole Breath of the Wild thing, but that's all.
Okay.
See?
Okay. Here, no, I don't think people bought
OJ,
this
we was on the front lines when this was going on.
No, but I don't
know
think
you
people
stayed
bought it
away
as
from on the
spite.
front
Dude,
side, people.
dude.
But this is the type of stuff that was happening back then.
As soon as the game had
it was ridiculous, but it was.
Dude, the graphics were as soon as you saw the graphics in the game,
Bruh.
it didn't even matter if the game was bad or not. The game was gonna sell because the game looked beautiful.
It wasn't. I don't know if you remember.
And it
but
was marketing too. It was really.
Hold on,
good.
wait. Let me
Marketing
finish.
was
Let
great.
me
The
say
game
this.
reviewed good.
I don't know if you remember, but people wasn't even talking about Horizon after E3 when it
Dude,
first
people
showed.
were talking.
People was talking about
you have
everything else but
You have
Horizon Zero
selective
Dawn.
memory. Here's the thing. Here's what happened.
No, I don't, because you could go back and watch my E3 videos while I'm the one talking about Horizon Zero
Okay.
Dawn, and everybody else was talking about the other games.
Dude, Horizon Zero Dawn was shown off for 3 straight, like or 2 or 3 straight E3s in a row.
You need to go back and watch. You need to go back and recap
listen,
that
I
whole
covered
E3.
Horizon Zero Dawn when I went to E3 2014.
And I watched the conference and watched everybody look over that game until it got close to release and nothing else was
People were
coming
not
out.
looking over that game. It was Guerrilla.
All right.
People were not looking over it
Okay.
as much as you were
All
saying.
right.
Yes, it got overshadowed by Breath of the Wild. Yes, it's not as big as something. It's a new IP. So
I'm
obviously it's not
talking
gonna get
about
as
in the
much-
Sony fan base alone, it was getting overlooked. Not by Breath of the Wild, by the Sony fan base themselves.
They were overlooking it.
They was not the one. They was not talking about that game when it got showed,
I
when they
don't
had
know.
that big ass demo at E3.
I personally think they were talking.
You can
about
go back and look at it, dude.
Okay,
I remember this. I remember this vividly because I thought it was insane that this wasn't getting more attention.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
when it started going up against Zelda, then that's when everybody started jumping on the boat.
I don't
because,
know. I think this
everything
game
has to be better than Nintendo.
when I was covering the game at E3 every year that I saw it, I saw people very interested. I saw people lining up to play the game. It had some of the longest lines. That Bloodborne, those early, 2014, 2015, 2016, because Sony kept on showing off Horizon Zero Dawn like every single.
Same with
It
Spider-Man.
was like at 10 E3s. So like every single time that I went to E3 and I saw it, it was like a bigger and bigger line. So I mean, like people were excited about the game. I felt people were. And if they bring out another one, and if they just use the same, they're going to use that same engine, right? They can reuse assets and just make them even higher quality. The game already
We're
looks
not
super good, So
we're not doubting what they can do, but it's not as big as Halo. It's just not.
no,
You know what I mean?
brand wise, no,
not.
no, brand
Brand-wise,
no.
So they don't have a game that's going to be able to launch that is big as Halo, like Microsoft is doing. Unless that game is Uncharted.
Unless
I
Halo
don't think
Infinite
even
bad.
Uncharted matches that.
Unless
to be
Halo
honest with you, in my opinion.
Halo Infinite could be bad. That's what I'm saying. Like it needs to be.
Yeah, I'm saying like if
I'm
it's
gonna
bad-
tell you this right now. It don't matter if it's bad. It's a new Halo, and people gonna go out there and they gonna get it.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. That's
We'll
true.
find out if it's bad after the fact.
That's
just like
you're right. The people are gonna go out
just like with that trash ass Pokemon game that came out in November. We'll find out how bad it is after the fact. But they
You
gonna
ain't
go out
gonna
and
let
get it.
that go.
Everyone said that it was bad before the fact, though. I mean, what are you talking about? Everyone was saying the game was bad beforehand. So I mean, people still went out there and bought it. So it doesn't matter. I think that's what you're kind of saying with Halo. Like it doesn't really matter if the game is bad or if it's good. I mean, people are gonna go out there and buy the game regardless. I think so. I mean, it is what it is there. Well, I don't know. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap that in terms of that talk up, guys. I didn't know if there was anything else. Like I said, there was other stuff, but I just wanted to kind of touch on like GameStop a little bit. Did you guys hear what GameStop said?
Yeah.
Oh
I've heard
yeah,
of it.
I did say that.
essential
I did say
business.
It's
that.
crazy.
I did
So-
say I'm gonna touch on that tomorrow.
What's wrong with them saying that?
I agree with them actually.
That's what I was thinking. So GameStop says that they're gonna avoid shutdowns because like the California governor just put out a complete shutdown on all of California. Like everybody stay inside. Only essential businesses can be open. So GameStop has stated that they are essential. And since they're essential, they're gonna stay open. And this caused
I think they are essential.
This
They
caused
are essential.
issues. There are, there was our YouTubers and content creators that are saying that this is horrible, that they're opening up their employees to getting infected, you know,
Oh,
and
Lord.
this type of stuff.
Jesus.
So
Here we go.
I mean, personally, I want to get you guys' takes. I talked about this. I think it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, that's what I think it is.
Can I go ahead and
go
knock
ahead,
this,
go
crack
ahead,
this
Go
egg
for
and
it.
fry it real quick? Look, man. Look, in times like this, people need forms of entertainment to get their mind off of what actually is happening. To have
Exactly.
people
Talk about it.
to make people stay sane and not go crazy. So they are essential because, as you can tell, if any of y'all follow social media, a lot of people are turning to gaming as their therapy during this quarantine thing. So I think GameStop is very essential, and I think it's really amazing to me that a lot of people are choosing gaming as their outlet.
Thank
You
you.
know what I mean? So that's pretty amazing to me. Now, streaming on Twitch is up. On I think streaming across the board on a lot of platforms. is up,
Streaming
and a
on
lot of it-
everything. Views are up. In terms of streaming, streaming is getting. I mean, I had 1,000 people in here last night. You know, so
Yeah, so people are turning to video games, and I think it's essential. I think mental health is very essential for times like this, for a situation like this. It really is, because man, being stuck in your house 24 hours a day, or however long your city declares you need to be in your house, it will wear on you after the third day.
Not me.
You're gonna need something. You're gonna
This-
need.
this
Shut
is-
up! Shut up, OJ.
This is standard business for me, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
You're gonna need something, and the thing is, everybody just looking at the word GameStop, but they need to understand this is a therapeutic thing for people. Mental
telling
state.
you, Baron,
And mental health is very important.
You know what my outside
especially
is?
in a pandemic like this.
No, you know what my outside is? I go to the backyard, I sit down for about 5 minutes, I say, that was nice, and I go right back inside. That's my outside.
I mean, that's for you. That ain't enough for people.
That's
you seen all them people that went to spring break, didn't you, on the news?
I did.
And they was mad as hell they went to spring, because you cannot cage human beings like this. You can't.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good for mental health, for their mental
It's
health.
not good for
not.
mental health.
I'm
That's why
just- I'm
all those
joking
people went
about
down to
social
spring
creatures.
break. And that's why half of them got coronavirus when they went to spring break, because they don't want to be caged like that. So people need an outlet to suppress them from reality, and gaming delivers that. So yes, GameStop is essential, whether you like it or not.
I agree.
That's how I feel about it.
Nah, I was gonna to add to what Baron said. Hold up, nah, I gotta come on camera for this. I'm sitting here designing my Monster Hunter character. Nah, I gotta come back on camera for this because this is important. People don't understand the importance of mental health, and the thing about it is, to what Baron says, we're not animals. So as humans, as social creatures, we thrive on social connections. In fact, us doing this live stream right now is an outlet for many of us, which is why a lot of us make the time to do this, because it's a lot of fun. It helps us interact with other people. So for GameStop to say, hey, we are essential, yes, they are, because there are people who have dealt with mental trauma by playing video games. That's something that doesn't go recorded as much, but it does happen. People have dealt with their mental trauma by going to video games. So I think you can make many cases video games could be used for wrong reasons and stuff like that, with people like overuse and get addicted to video games and all stuff like that, all that crazy stuff. But I've seen a lot more people benefit from video games. Video games helps with hand and eye coordination and stuff like that. There's so many pluses and benefits that you can say that they are essential. If the grocery store that still sells Black and Milds and Black and Milds and cigarettes is still open and they're considered essential, why not video games?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people in the chat saying that, oh, well, what about, other people that do other stuff? I know THD said, like, Walmart, just because Walmart's more essential doesn't mean GameStop isn't essential. Just because Walmart would technically be more essential because they sell groceries and video games, that doesn't mean they're not essential. That's like somebody saying, oh, well, this YouTuber is more essential because he has more subscribers, or maybe he covers more content. No, he's not more essential. He's not. It's just that he just does more. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, personally, for me, I agree with Avedon. I agree with that. I think that mental health and for people playing video games is essential. Some people can't buy games digitally. Maybe they don't have a credit card.
Not everyone has internet.
Or
Not
maybe
everyone
they don't
has
have
internet.
Yeah,
Hold
internet.
on. I'm gonna touch on that because everyone here, you guys are able to watch this. Okay, one of my coworkers has satellite internet. Do any of you guys know what the struggle of satellite internet is? When you got a
satellite internet, oh my
people,
god!
you know how bad it is.
It is
People-
bad for today's standard, for sure.
People who do not live in areas where Comcast and Verizon or Time Warner do not support. Believe it or not, Time Warner, Verizon, and Comcast, they don't support the entire United States. There are some areas that don't have it.
And trust me, my mother, where she lives at, in the middle of the boondies, they don't have Comcast. They had AT&T, and now they have.
I think it's
Charter,
subjective.
I think.
The people that are saying
Something
that it's not essential, that's for you. Your mental health might be different than somebody else that needs that to get them through a tough time or to get them through mentally. So I think it's subjective. Maybe for some people it's not essential, but for a lot of other people, video games and physical games and buying a game physically and not is essential to them. So I don't think there's a one way or another. It might not be essential, but it's going to be essential to them. To them, it's essential. I have seen people who they are a wreck, but they need to play their game, and it makes them feel better, and it makes them not want to cut themselves, or it makes them not want to do stupid things, by having that game. So I think that GameStop has they have a claim to say that they might be essential too. I think it's not fair to sit there and say that they're not essential when.
I also want to.
What about their mental health? The people who play, I don't get it.
I also want to say this is that I hate talking about stuff like this because it irritates me, and then people just like to listen to what they hear.
Yeah,
I can't stand that line of, well, you're putting yourself in danger and you're putting employees in danger. Look, people, my God, everybody wants. It's cool for everybody to say that, but what if they start just closing all the retail stores and where you can't buy anything anymore? Would you be throwing that line out there then, where you can't go to the store and buy you anything and eat? Will you have no food access to you whatsoever? I'm pretty sure people won't be throwing that line out anymore. And plus, these employees probably want to work. As you know, a lot of people are not making any money. So they're probably happy GameStop is not closing them down because they can make some damn money so they can pay their damn rent and feed their damn family. So all these people that want to throw out this endangerment stuff, look, y'all can believe whatever y'all want about the Rona. I already said my piece on it. I think it's completely overblown. But you got to understand. It's completely overblown, but I'm not going to debate anybody on it. But
Smooth, what's your opinion?
It's like y'all got to understand that people want to make money. People want to go to work. People want a sense of normalcy, just a little taste of it, so they won't lose their mind. And nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. I'm pretty sure they asked employees, just like I know of my friends and where they work at. They asked them who wants to work, who doesn't want to work, and if people opt to do that, that's their prerogative. That's all I have to say about that.
Facts.
Smooth.
I think this virus is like A1 crazy. So, I mean, I got a bunch of mixed feelings on it. I've never seen anything else do some damage like this. Really don't know what to believe about it.
But what do you think about, like, in terms of GameStop staying open?
Oh, GameStop, they're just, I mean, dude, I work, trust me, there's a lot of businesses that don't want to close, that are like regretting and just like really just doing the bare minimum just to make it look like they're doing something. I'm not going to really, like, GameStop, like I said, they've been in a hole, and they want to, they have a case, but I don't know if their reasoning is like, sincere. But they're trying to keep from going completely under. We all know the history of GameStop.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, you can say that about every company. I have gotten emails from everywhere I ever shopped at in my life in the last week, telling me how they care about my health. I know y'all don't care about my health. You just want me to get to your shop where you at. That's what you want me to do. But they have to act like they care. But it's a good gesture. You feel what I'm saying? So let's not single out GameStop from that, because I'm getting emails from places I ain't been to in like 10 years.
There's a lot of
people telling me I care about my health. Like, really? You care about my health, so we're
Pop-
doing this to protect your shopping. Okay.
Popeye's
you just
chicken-
want me to continue to shop there. That's what that is.
Popeye's Chicken is sending me health stuff at this point, but in terms of like free delivery and all this stuff like that. But I wanted to just real quick to kind of get on this, man. I mean, there's a lot of people that are losing their jobs right now, guys. Like, it's getting to the point, like I said, not to get too political. I'm not trying to go in that range, but it's getting to the point where the government's thinking about giving people relief. Okay, our government here in the U.S. they're thinking about giving people relief. So if a company can stay open, I think it needs to, if they can, and if they can take the precautions, I get it. Like, this is serious. It's employees. I'm not trying to sound heartless, and I think some people are thinking I'm trying to sound heartless. I don't want people to get infected, but like, if GameStop is already struggling, if they don't make any money, these people are going to be out of a job completely. They're not going to have a job at all if they can't make money at this. I mean, GameStop is already struggling. Like, if these people, it's over for GameStop. If they continue going the way that they're going, it's over. So to sit there and say these people go home, GameStop already having problems as it is. They're already closing down stores as it is. Now you're trying to say they can't make any money. Now when people need it, like now when people need video games, like when there's Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing and all these big games coming out soon, now you're trying to say that they can't even be in business, bro. That's rough. That's it. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I just want to say that people put this in the magnitude of it. If the aviation industry is saying multiple airlines will go bankrupt by May and they need help, what do you think will happen to these other businesses? The aviation industry pockets so much money, but with all the reduced travel, they will be bankrupt by May if they don't get any assistance. So think about what kind of damage regular businesses are taking. And you want everybody to go home and sit home and do nothing.
And the mom and pop business, the mom and pop shops and everything, like local small businesses are going to be hit the most of this.
Right now, where I'm at, dude, Asian business is getting slammed. Like, it's not good, dude.
So I want everybody just to think about that by the next time they try to run this, social force of like close this place down, make everybody go home. No, let them have the option. Let them have the option to keep their business running, or let these employees to have the option to work if they don't want to.
Bars already closed down. Think about bars.
Yeah, it's some cities already forcing people to close. You got to understand, these people are taking financial losses.
Yeah,
they're taking financial. They're not just okay. They just can't shut down and everything's okay. They taking losses on this stuff.
It's like,
and I don't think people think about that when they open their mouth today. It's like they just want to I want to be politically correct. Let me just say something. No, these people are taking losses. People are not going to work. People have no money. People can't pay their bills. Y'all need to think about that. That's what irritates me about this whole situation.
And a lot of people don't. What a lot of people don't understand. Like, yes, there are situations where there's some type of relief where like Comcast and other companies, they won't like cut off your services and stuff like that. But what they're not telling you is they will back bill you. So that bill will accumulate, and then when things are back to normal, now you got a whole bunch of people in debt who couldn't afford it, who couldn't pay their bills.
I'm glad you said that, because I had to smarten up one of my friends on this. I'm like, just because the power company and the water company say they're not going to they're not disconnecting nobody while this is happening. But boy, when this is over, you gonna have to pay. You gonna pay, or they gonna cut it off. And that's a lot of things. That's a lot of stuff people are going to face when this is all over. Especially with the eviction stuff. I don't even want to get into that. That's going to be insane to watch.
Yep.
So, y'all think about that every time y'all try to force somebody to close their shop down.
Yeah, so, I mean, I when I saw this and I saw everybody kind of reacting the way they're reacting, I was like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, well, wait, what? They probably want. It's scary. First of all, these guys don't make that much money in the first place. I've already slammed GameStop for not paying enough, but like in this time, people really need money. People really need. But let me read off some of these donations before we kind of wrap this one up, guys. Because we do have to wrap it up pretty soon here. Big Jeff donated $2, and he says, in car guy terms, from the numbers they gave, the Xbox has a stronger engine, and the PlayStation with its memory has a better geared transmission. Not sure if anyone will understand that. I actually do understand that. Shadow Fox did when we talked about it.
I understand that, but boy, the damage control is high for the PS5.
For sure.
I don't know if he was just simply just talking about it in a certain way. Blue Bolt with the $2 donation, she's a 70% gang. Thank you. Step Brother with the follow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, DJ King Gaming donated $2 and Chris Levy donated $5. Thank you guys for the support. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to do outros and we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. We do have to wrap this one up a little bit early because of prior live streaming obligations. So I'm gonna first start.
We didn't even talk about the last topic.
It was gonna be Animal Crossing, but yeah, me and Avedon were both streaming Animal Crossing, and Animal Crossing reviewed well, so that's it. But
you cut a whole 30 minutes out this podcast.
I have to because Avedon's got to stream. We got to stream right at that point.
Oh my God, y'all are so lame for this lame game, bro.
I'm down to chill. It is what it is. I work from home now. So
okay, well, I did promise people that we can go on this last topic if you guys want. I mean, all it's going to be is Animal Crossing's review.
I want to talk about Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, you want to complain? That's why Baron doesn't. He wants to complain. That's why.
Before that, fun fact, OJ. There's a fun fact about, and shout out to Dave using both our communities. He pointed out something about the Trials of Mana remake that that game.
Oh, we should talk about that too. Why wouldn't you talk about that?
I wanted to talk about that too.
I played that demo.
We can talk about both of them.
See, okay, no, Barry, you was ready to go. Oh, yeah, ready to go on me when I said Trials of Mana. I've been talking about this game for a while too.
Okay,
I like the reveal, but I wasn't. You was more hyped for Final Fantasy anyway. So
no, I was more hyped for Final Fantasy 7, but this game is my favorite Super NES game. So. You kind of got it there, so that's why I'm super hyped for this.
Okay.
If you saw my reaction for the reveal of this game, I was hyped.
I don't know what else there's to say about Trials of Mana. I don't know if Smooth played it
or
if you played it.
The
game is amazing. The game is freaking awesome. Go out there, download the demo. It's awesome. Well,
guys,
it's not on
Xbox. I'm
gonna
put it to you like this. I didn't play the original, so I was very, I'm still. Well, I guess the remake is really different. So
it is. Fun fact about the remake.
That game surprised me. I was like, "Oh, I like this combat. It was really good."
I'm glad you like it, Baron.
I'm glad you did too.
It's fun.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
Trials of Mana might be the first sleeper hit of the year.
Oh, absolutely. Because nobody knows about it. You know how many people I've already got to pre-order it or buy it? People just did not know about this game, dude. Nobody knows about it because it didn't release in the U.S. back when it first came out. Well, I mean, technically it did because we have it on the collection of Mana from last year, but. That was 20 years later. 20 years later.
The combat is pretty fluid. I like the animation. It's a pretty looking game too. That was
I noticed that.
That shocked me a little bit. I was like, oh,
I was thrown away by the visuals too. Actually loading it up.
It's Unreal Engine 4 game.
So, OJ. One thing about the loading times: Switch has faster loading times than PS4.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Trials of Mana?
I would expect.
Yes, it does.
I would expect that because it's running off the Switch. Usually, when they have the multiplats, the ones that aren't the super graphic intense or anything like that, those ones usually run faster.
Some games do run faster. It really depends on how
Game Explain confirmed it,
and the fact that Switch is loading up lower types of textures and assets, so it gives it more room to potentially load it up a little bit faster than a heavy. Demanding PlayStation 4 version of that multiplat.
But the game looks. I played it.
I mean, the game doesn't really look that much different.
All that different.
It looks the same
at all. It
looks the same.
I was like, whoa, this game looks nice.
The PS4 version has some. The resolution's better. It has less pop up, but there is still some pop up. But it has less pop up. I mean, they're pretty similar.
Maybe consistent, more better frame rates.
No, it's 60. The PS4 version 60.
I didn't see no frame
rate.
What
about the Switch version? Is that 30 only?
It's extremely stable 30. PS4 version 60.
From what I
understand. The Switch is actually 30? Yeah, yes. You can't really tell. That must be locked then.
It's locked. Yeah, it's locked. It's a good...
I think you can tell from 60 to 30, but if it's stable, then it should be...
Tell.
Not in a game like that.
I can tell.
When I play from that game?
I can tell that it's
well, I'm telling you, when you play Switch version, you're not going to really.
No, I played the Switch version. I played it.
No, I'm saying if you just only play the Switch version, you mean
if you just play the Switch version, you're not going to really.
Yeah,
and I agree with that.
It's not really.
You don't feel like it doesn't feel like a slow game. That's what he's trying to say.
It really doesn't. It's like that's a really good. That's how you do a multiplat. That's all I gotta say.
What's
So-
Square Enix? They're doing a good job there. Animal
They're
Crossing.
doing a good job for a while.
Animal Crossing, Baron. You wanted to talk about Animal Crossing and how much you like it?
Yeah, I need to know, man, because I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? I've been watching, I've been studying some tape. You know what I mean? I've been looking, and I still don't know why y'all like this lame ass Animal Crossing. I still can't figure it out.
Let's move over to Smooth.
Why y'all like
you
this
big on Animal Crossing,
lame-ass
Smooth?
Animal?
Absolutely not.
I don't Smooth. I know Smooth was with me on it. It don't Animal Crossing look like the most boring shit you can ever play?
I never understood like the hype behind it, bro. Like
I don't get it either.
like Animal Crossing, like there's some of these games that have like this crazy ass following. Like you got Animal Crossing. I think that game Pikmin. I tried that shit some years back, and I'm like, wow. I'm not understanding.
I don't like Pikmin. I don't like
I
Pikmin at all.
Pikmin.
I'm not a big fan of Pikmin.
I like Pikmin.
It wasn't
but-
clicking with me.
Did you say I like Jesse
Animal Crossing.
Pinkman? What'd you say? I like Pikmin.
No, I
that's
like
what you said.
Pikmin. Pikmin is pretty cool to me. I like the concept and all that. It's pretty fun.
Animal Crossing is
But-
definitely better than Pikmin, dude.
But
So you're
Animal
like throwing
Crossing
out
is
plants
just-
off the ground, like these weird, like
I never play. I
There's
haven't played
actually
both.
some strategy to it. You actually have something to do. You have an accomplishment. You have an objective. There's a game there.
There is
You just
objectives.
want me to go into
There is objectives.
You
in
want me to
Animal
go
Crossing.
into Animal Crossing and live in this fantasy land and do all these boring ass tasks.
you're living in the
Like,
fantasy
I don't
land
want
with
to
a
do
bunch of tall
that.
trees everywhere with Pikmin.
I don't want to chop down no tree. I don't want to.
I want to chop down a tree. Chopping down trees are great. It
wanna
was
make a
great in
town.
Breath of
I
the
don't
Wild.
give a damn
I want
about
to chop down a tree.
I don't want your pumpkin head ass characters wobbling on
I
my
like
land.
pumpkin.
Dude, Pikmin heads are huge. I don't
Yeah,
know.
what about Pikmin? I don't want to I don't want to carry a bunch of fruit to a spaceship and fly off. Dude,
And then,
Animal
oh no,
Crossing's
2
way
Pikmin
better
died.
than Pikmin. I'm sorry, it's not even
Oh
close.
man.
It's not
It's
even
not
close.
even close.
It's not even close. Animal Crossing.
Y'all still did. Yeah. Why? How does it crush Pikmin? Ow!
Because you can't even say the name right. That's why it crushes Pikmin.
I don't give
Oh,
a
you were
damn.
trying- I
I'm
thought you
just
were talking about me about that. I was like, no, I definitely said Pikmin. But it was Baron then. Yeah, you can't even say Pikmin. That's kind of embarrassing.
Animal Crossing's way better.
I say everything different, so
I
y'all
know.
get used to it. You
That's
should
a
get used to it already.
I'm just
So-
listen. Animal Crossing, 90. What was it? 91 average.
Oh
91
Lord!
average,
Everybody that gave that game a
91
9 or
average?
above need to be slapped.
91
Everybody
average.
that gave that game a 9 or more need to be slapped.
Why? Because
it's
why? Why?
Because
It doesn't fit Baron's needs. That's why.
that does not
It's
look.
in his opinion.
Why?
That game looks so whack, bro. Ugh.
Look, you don't
Building
know.
in town's whack, but
You don't know what you're talking about, and that's why we're gonna end it on this. Because Baron, the chat has had enough of your nonsense. Okay, not
It's
wrestling.
people actually
has-
agreeing with me. What you talking
Not
about?
wrestling has made you kind of, you know what I'm saying. You're a bit screwing it because you need to get some wrestling in, man. I hope this thing is over soon so you can go back to doing your wrestling thing, man. Because your brain is getting kind of
Look, I
degrading,
understand
okay?
that.
and
I
your video
understand.
qualities are degrading with that toilet paper joke. That you
Look,
did on
look.
Twitter.
Oh man,
that-
there's
no,
still
that
no
video was-
toilet paper in this
Hold on,
whole
no,
damn
that-
city.
that video was awesome though. Never mind. that toilet video was freaking funny. I actually
No,
liked
no,
Who
I
else?
thought it was pretty good, but I'm saying like the videos after that, it's like going downhill.
that. What are you
I
talking
didn't make
about?
anything
You didn't
after
make any
that.
videos.
He didn't make anything. What are you talking about?
And Twitter's lying to me. And Twitter is lying to me because
Man, out here making up stuff. We
I didn't
anyway.
make any video
Hold on,
after
you
that.
didn't make any videos.
No, y'all are making me bad now.
No, bro, he didn't make any videos, bro.
I didn't make any videos. What are you
Twitter
talking about?
legit showed me like a new stuff that he did.
You really blaming Twitter?
I put up the
Hell
only
yes,
video I put up was a
100%
meme.
facts.
That's all I did. I put up a meme. It wasn't no video.
Oh, I didn't click on it.
So you're trying to say I look like Idris Elba? That's what you're trying to say?
Wow. Is that even the same?
'Cause that, so we all look the same now, basically. Is what you're
No,
telling me.
I didn't even watch it.
Stop, Barry. That's why white people don't want to come on the podcast with us, man. Stop.
You're crazy, OG. I'm about to hit you in the face.
Stop it, Barry.
No,
You already have enough trouble as it is.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, OJ. Wait a minute. First of all, William know he cool with me. But he said I uploaded a video. The only video I uploaded was Idris Elba. So I'm like, wait a minute. the only video uploaded. So
I didn't click on it. I didn't know what it was.
I don't look like him though.
No, you don't.
LA real
That's why I find it funny because I'm like, wait a minute. The only video I put on my Twitter was Idris Elba choking on chicken. Like, what?
Yo, LR realist, let me work, bruh. Let me work.
Oh, that's funny. Y'all know that Idris Elba mean when he tasted chicken and it's hot and he started choking and stuff.
I know.
Oh no, we're just messing
I mean,
around.
look, I'm flattered
around.
that you thought that was me. I'm flattered, you know. But
That's all. I was like, oh crap.
I'm done.
That's
no,
why I'm
this is
speechless.
funny. No, that was funny.
Oh,
face
man.
bomb.
We good. We good.
Oh,
All right, so
man.
we're gonna do some outros. I'm streaming Animal Crossing pretty soon. I think Abaddon's also streaming as well. So you
Yes,
guys
sir.
check out our streams. We'll start with Smooth. Smooth, where can they find you at, my man?
You can find me on Twitter. Follow me at Kid Smooth. Also subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I had a bunch of videos yesterday, but please do. You can also look up YouTube Kid Smooth.
Yeah, I'll link his channel. You guys definitely go subscribe. Get this man to 10K. Get this man to 10K. You know, just so he can get those review copies for his channel because he does a good job, man. So we can do a little. So get this man to 10K. I'll link it. And thank you so much, Kid Smooth, for joining us tonight, man. Taking the time out of your busy day to join us, man. I appreciate that. Next up, Weam. Where can they find you at, my man?
Oh, they can find me on Twitter at WeingGamer. They also can find me at WeingGamer55 on YouTube and WeingGamer on Twitch.
Okay. All right. Cool. And I'll see if I can get that link too, as well. And Abaddon's currently fighting right now, so
I can talk. I can do
can you
it.
talk?
I'm about to
Okay.
win. I'm about to win.
Are you about to win?
About
All
to-
right. Where can they find you at, Abaddon?
I just lost. anyway, y'all can follow me at youtube.com/Abaddon Smith or Beats for Breakfast. Tomorrow we're not gonna have a new episode. We're gonna talk about just
a new
episode of Beats for Breakfast. Have you watched Beats for Breakfast?
episode. I was like, what is that?
It's still a webisode. It's on the web.
It's on the web, and it's an episode, so webisode.
Oh man. Okay, I didn't know
I
we
see
was
my
using
mistake.
that word now.
Yeah.
But nah.
Go Nintendo uses that for their podcast that they do. I've heard it from them.
I actually misspoke, but it still worked.
That's what I thought he did.
I misspoke, but it still worked. But you can catch me on Beats for Breakfast on Monday. We're gonna talk about this coronavirus a little bit more, and basically just power relaxing and really just focusing on yourself a little bit more.
All right, sounds good. You guys know where Abaddon. You can definitely find him. He's on the main page too on mine, so you guys can check him out there. And Baron,
Appreciate the love.
And Baron, where can they find you at, my man?
Y'all can find me, chilling with my twin Idris Elba. You know what I mean? You can find me on Twitter, man. At the Emperor, man. I would link you, but I'm not.
He doesn't feel like, even when we were on Twitch, he couldn't link it because he didn't. Now we're back on YouTube. He still don't want to link it.
I'm gonna link it in the chat. Hold on,
I'll link it. I'll link it for you.
Twitter be fire. You know what I mean? It'd be funny.
Follow Baron on Twitter. I'm gonna link it right here. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
The Sony ponies be on me, so
they do. I try to stay away from there. But then I got.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Do you know somebody?
I need to clarify something. I made a mistake on the Baron situation. I saw his pinned tweet from March 10th.
Dude,
I didn't see the date. That was
cool.
the issue.
Dude,
I
yeah,
made.
it's cool, bro. It's not a big deal.
know.
We're just joking around.
Because I saw the video that he did 2 seconds
You don't gotta
ago.
sit there. You damage control like Sony dudes right now, bro. It's okay. We ain't even mad at you.
No, I'm being for real, actually.
Dude, we're just messing with you,
I
bro.
know,
We're just
I'm
messing with
trying
you,
to-
bro. Don't worry about it.
I'm
Nobody here
worried.
taking it seriously. Come on now. We know you're not like that.
We just joking, man.
We just joking with you, bro.
I
Joking,
know.
dude.
Y'all straight tripping. I was legit.
Stop
I'm
tripping,
not
bro. You
tripping,
good.
bro.
This man's legit worried right now.
I'm actually not worried.
Okay, Kid Smooth's
If you
like,
think I'm sweating
why'd
about
y'all
this-
bring a racist person on? That's what Kid Smooth said. Kid Smooth's like, I'm never coming back.
Screw that Wing Gamer. I'm a block.
You think we all look the same, huh?
Somehow.
Y'all killing me. I knew this podcast was gonna go left somewhere somehow. That was unexpected. That was unexpected.
Oh, God.
It was
You're
perfect
welcome,
though.
That was great, Weam. No, that was great. That was good entertainment, bro. See, look, everybody that I know in the chat who's black, they're all laughing. By the way, Weam. No, and I know people that are. They're all. Nobody's taking it like serious, so don't worry about it.
I was rolling.
I wasn't even worried about it. I was just saying, like, I realized.
Hey, I'm gonna put you really at ease. Trust me, that happens a lot.
Oh, it
That
does.
happens a lot.
I've been.
Oh, yeah.
I've been told I look.
It happens a lot
I've seen
to
it
us.
happen before
Dude,
too, but
I've been told I look like Kid Smooth. I've been told I look like. I've been told I look like Frank Gore. I've been told I look
see
like.
that.
Oh, you do look like Frank Gore.
you do.
I've been told I look like so many different people, bro. So it happens. It's okay. It's okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be streaming Animal Crossing in about 15 minutes or so. So you guys
About the same
I'm
here.
gonna take a little break, and then I'll be back with Animal Crossing later. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Subscribe to everybody that's here.
right.
And we will see you guys for Animal Crossing in about 15-20 minutes. All right, guys.
Bye. This was my last
Yeah,
podcast.
y'all.
I got banned.
On Twitter, man.
Bye,
I'll be
everyone.
burning a copy of Animal
care.
Crossing on Twitter.
I got Baron. You got to play Animal Crossing, bro. You got to play. I'm telling you.
I'm not
what.
gonna like that.